Hi, I'm Grant Melky, and this is Beatles Deep Cuts and Underrated/Underpraised Beatles recordings. The goal of this video is to show some more casual fans great Beatles tracks to listen to and see what responses are out there from the community. Firstly, I recommend listening to all the anthologies, BBC Live Performance records, and special re-released albums. Those will offer plenty of rare and/or alternative takes of a lot of Beatles tunes. You can listen to them just about anywhere. I'll Be On My Way was written by Paul McCartney sometime around 1961 with a little help from John. It was actually the first song the Beatles ever gave away. They gave it away to Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas, which released the song on April 26, 1963. The song delivers the idea of lost love to thumping acoustic guitar with a simple lead part. It's clearly inspired by Buddy Holly. While the lyrics aren't anything very impressive, it's still an enjoyable listen. It's a little bit too June Moon for me, but these were very early songs, and they worked out quite well, says Paul. Coming in at 158, it's really easy listening and very replayable. You can find this on Beatles Live at BBC along with these killer deep cuts: Keep Your Hands Off My Baby, Soldier of Love, To Know Her Is to Love Her, Memphis, Tennessee, Glad All Over, I Got to Find My Baby, Ooh My Soul, and Don't Ever Change. Like I said, Live at BBC is a must listen. I Call Your Name was written by John and released on April 10, 1964 in the Beatles' second album. The song was written before the formation of the Beatles we know today, and the song was given to Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas in 1963, but clearly John still had some love for it. That was my song. When there was no Beatles and no group, I just had it around. It was my effort as kind of a blues originally, and then I wrote the middle eight just to stick it in the album when it came out years later. The first part had been written before Hamburg even. It was one of my first attempts at a song, says John. This song is a very unique one. It was the Beatles attempting ska, which was a proto-reggae style of music. The song features George with his Rickenbacker 360 12 string and has the Hard Day's Night sound, as well as classic raw John vocals. Originally, the song was to appear on Hard Day's Night, but was removed for sounding too much like You Can't Do That. I don't really hear it, frankly, but sadly, this decision has deterred many people from hearing this track. Coming in at 209, it's a great tune, and that guitar will stay in your head for hours. You can hear this on Past Masters record, and the next song is also another great one from Past Masters. Old Brown Shoe was written by George Harrison in late 1968 and was released as a single in May 1969. George wrote this track to show the duality of life and things in it. I want a love that's right, but right is only half of what's wrong. Again, it's the duality of things. Yes, no, up, down, left, right, wrong, etc., says George. The song has amazing drumming from Ringo and a ska beat, and the bass is played by George on this track. While unknown, the people who I know who know this song absolutely love it. In my opinion, it's actually one of the George's best, especially for the time in the Beatles. Cry for a Shadow is a unique deep cut considering it's an instrumental song, recorded in 1962. This song was credited to Lennon Harrison and features Pete Best on drums. While instrumental, it's still a great rock and roll song. In Hamburg we had to play so long, we actually used to play Apache, but John and I were just bullshitting one day, and we had this new little Rickenbacker with a funny kind of wobble bar in it, and started playing that off, and I just came in and we made it right up on the spot. The result wasn't a bit like Apache, but we liked it, and we used it in another act for a while. While Bad to Me does not have an official recording, it does have a demo by John. John wrote this for the Dakotas while on a trip in Spain. The Dakotas released it in 1963 and it reached number 1. Luckily, we have a bootleg demo of Bad to Me with John on acoustic guitar. The lyrics, while a bit cheesy, paint a picture of nature being sad if you're bad to me. This song shows the talent of Lennon and McCartney's songwriting ability, considering this was somewhat of a throwaway track.
what you're doing. I'm feeling blue and lonely, would it be too much?
For this last one on my list, I picked an album track. While this is in the Beatles' well-known discography, I think this song is underrated and criminally underpraised. The song was written by Paul McCartney in August 1964 and released on the album Beatles for Sale. This song features a killer riff on George Harrison's 12-string and was a big influence on the Byrds. I really admire how the song emphasizes the first word in each phrase. It just makes you want to shout along, like, "Look what you're doing." You know, you get the point. I think it is one of Paul's best tracks, honestly, with his time in the Beatles discography. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what your picks are. There are plenty I didn't mention, so... Also, if I get to release this the day I'd like to, happy birthday, Paul!